Okay, first and foremost, there's a hawk that just flew in the tree there. I don't know what he's looking for, but he's in the tree. That just happened when I turned the camera on. So I'm gonna watch him for a little bit, and then I'll be right back with you. Because it's nature, and it's suburban nature. That's what I call it here. So, wow. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in. I'm feeling like Frederick Dunn right now. I mean, he shows all of his nature in his videos. And here I am just coming up to show you about my my watering station, and I'm getting this hawk here. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on him as much as possible. Kind of like, it's kind of cool just watching him. Anyway, but today, my video is gonna be about this bee watering station that I have here. And because I had a few inquiries about it, how I set it up and what I got and what's going on here. So I'm gonna read the fortune, and I'm gonna still be distracted, you know, but I'm gonna read the fortune and then show you what I got going on. It says, today's fortune says, your existence has a positive contribution to mankind. Just your existence has a positive contribution to mankind. I believe that, you know, because each one of us is here for a reason, and we're here to benefit others, whether it be your family members, friends, neighbors, whatever it happens to be. We all have a purpose. There's a lot of mental health things going on. Sometimes people wonder, you know, why am I here? You're here for a reason. And it may not be up to you to find that reason. Maybe somebody's going to find that reason for you, and you got to be there for that person. So whatever it is, you're here for a reason. So, yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm still distracted. I'm sorry about that. I must apologize. But anyway, today's video is going to be about my bee watering station here. I've had a few inquiries about what it is, how it's made up, and everything like that. So first things off the bat, what you can see, it's right in my apiary. I got a girl here coming to do her bee thing, get her water. But it's right in my apiary. I have a small footprint of an apiary anyway. So these are the 4 hives that I have. The only thing that you really don't see besides the bee shed is my swarm trap, which is right over here to your right. My left, your right. So it's in the tree right above your head to the right. But other than that, this is my entire apiary. So the watering station is available for all the girls here. Yeah. I'm just looking at my copper top and not seeing as much activity as I was with the other hives, but I'll look at that later. Anyway, it's not a good day to look at hives because it's overcast. We've had rain. We're going to have rain for the next few days. So I just got to go with what I got. So I just have to hold off on inspecting inside the hives. Anyway, I'm going to start from the beginning, where the water comes from, how it comes here, and then where it goes once it gets here. So let me take you over there. Okay, this is the bee shed, and I just have a hose, a garden hose running from the house out here with like a 4 manifold on here. And one of them, I have this timer. It's an automatic timer. It's battery operated, so you don't need to run electricity. This one takes 3 AAA, I believe it is, or 2 AA. That's 2 AA. Anyway, so I set the timer to come on every morning at 7:30 in the morning, and it goes off 12 hours later. So at 7:30 p.m., it goes off. That's my summertime running. There's a knob here where you can just turn it off if it's gonna rain for the next, day or two, and you don't want it to drip. You can turn it off. Yeah, and so attached to that, I just have one of those, and I got that off of Amazon. Not sponsored, but it was just a middle of the price range because they got them anywhere from $10 to $30. This is a single output. They have some that are dual outputs. Oh, they just chased the hawk off. Anyway, some that are dual output, 2 time zones. I do have one of those, and that's for plant irrigation and things like that. Anyway, so I have it connected to one of these steel braided expanding hoses as seen on TV, you know what I mean? Not sponsored either, but that's just what I had because I knew it was gonna be on the ground and, I didn't wanna, run it over the lawnmower or whatever. But I also, in the summer, or last summer, I covered it up with mulch just so that it wouldn't get hot. The water inside would stay a little bit cooler. So I'll probably do the same thing. I got leaf mulch in the back and I just grab a bunch of mulch and just cover the garden hose that leads to the barrel. So now let's go out to see how I terminate it and how it drips and everything like that. As you can see, that expanding metal hose comes up, kind of goes underneath this wooden. This is a chunk of part of a tree we cut down. So I just took a slab, cut a nice slab, and I wrapped the hose around the bottom of it. It's sitting on, this chunk is sitting on top of the hose, keeps the hose from pulling out. We do have deer that come through here and they lick on this. I tried to keep salt water out here, but the deer keep knocking it over. So I got to come up with a different system for that. But anyway, so the hose comes up here and it terminates here at this Y split valve thing. This is just the black drip irrigation hose and the valve. The valve is so closed so much that it just barely drips. Maybe once every, who knows how often, but it's very, very, it's less than a leaky faucet. That's how much it doesn't drip, but it does drip. This is a big stone that we had for years. I got it from one of my neighbors. They were moving, they had it. I took it because I like the shape of it, and I'll show you around the shape later. But I got the hose up top where it drips down this side, and then it keeps moisture over here on this side of it, and there's moisture that goes to the other side. And I also had this, what do you call that, moss growing all throughout. So I just took a bunch of it, scooped it with a shovel, put the moss around because the bees like the moss and the moss stays damp and the bees land on it and they drink water from it. I've got grasses growing from it. I've got clovers growing from it. So basically the wetness of this slab, this wooden slab, soaks up water and it holds it like a sponge. The moss is being fed by the water and the moisture. The bees land on the rock, they land on the moss. And and the black hose just comes up and it's held by this one rock. And I have a bee right now. She just landed on the moss and she's just drinking water from the moss. Let me see if I can get you around there. She's still there? She's right in the middle of your screen. She's drinking on the moss. Right there. And so you can see it stays moist here because the water comes down this side of the rock, but it also drips down this side. And this has been dripping all day. It has the shape of this rock, the shape of this rock has like a little natural pool right here. And I put driveway rocks and little rocks in there just so that the bees won't drown. Sometimes I'll see birds come in to try to take a drink. But yeah, that's it. And so it looks like a lot of water, but it's really not. And all of this is that slab. All of this is sitting on an old wine barrel that I had in the yard that we had a couple of them. But here's another one of those slabs. Let's say that there. But I will cover the hose again with mulch so that yeah, the water stays cool, or as a little bit cooler anyway. So let's see, she's still there? She's still there. Still gathering water. Now it's very cold, it's barely above 60. So today's a colder day in the apiary, and it's, as you can see, it's overcast. So not a good day to be in the bees, but I wanted to show my setup. So with this is extra hose that I'm not using. But yeah, so that's how my system works. Metal hose all the way to the barrel. Then it goes to irrigation hose size hose, and it just drips out. And it's on the timer. Okay, that's basically it for my watering system. It's a simple system. The key to the system really is that automatic timer, battery operated, so you don't need to run the wires, you know, or hardwire it in with an electrician or anything. And they're very simple to operate. You know, it just tells you follow directions. And a hose, I initially had the mister, like there's the end of it that sends out a mist of water, but that just uses so much water. And the drip system, just having it drip on that rock, you can do a flat rock if you need to have it dripped on a flat rock, or a like a flat square concrete pad. It doesn't have to be a big giant rock like I have, you know. It's just, that's what I have, and I use what I have. As you can see me standing here, this is that area that I'm going to be putting the concrete slab down. The land scraper came, scraped up all the front top stuff or whatever, tried to smooth most of it out, got down below. We got to get the rocks and all that stuff that they do. The concrete people will be doing all that stuff. So we're making progress. Weather had, you know, put a little damper in our time frame, but we'll get there. I will be covering, like I said, putting the mulch over the hose before summer so that it stays a little bit cooler. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the watering system that I have. I will come up with something else to put salt water, but the deer, they just want to lick the salt water and they knock over my my mason jar that I had. So I got to come up with something else for salt water. Maybe I'll just put some salt in the pool every few days, but that doesn't make it hands off. That means I got more to do. This is pretty much hands off all year round. There's really no stagnant water in the system because it drips, and then overnight it's usually not enough to stay. It evaporates out. So there's usually no standing water. There's also, I talked to another person, and we're trying to see if this same type of system would work with a rain barrel catchment system. If the valve, if there's enough pressure just to have the water drip from a rain catchment barrel. Because he has a spigot on the bottom of his rain barrel and he collects his rainwater. So if that has enough pressure, then he would have a standalone, no energy involved watering system for his bees. And he's out in the middle of a field, so that would work for him. He has this rain catchment tin roof thing that he has with his barrel underneath it. So anyway, that's another thing. Maybe we'll look at that one day and see how that operates. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm calling it a day. I'm gonna go out here and I really wish I could look in those bees, but they wouldn't be happy if I got in there on a day like today. So when the weather gets better, I'm going in. Until then, have fun with your bees, and I'm gonna have fun with my bees, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Thank y'all for watching. Come back and visit, and have fun with your bees.